If I could just change one thing about the time I spent learning how to play Valorant and reaching the top echelon of players, it wouldn't be the aim routine I chose or the main agent I started with. It would 1000% be these mindset changes. The first mindset change, focus on active practice. I've coached over 100 students in my time playing Valorant, and one common misconception I've seen from players is, who should I watch to learn? What tutorial videos should I look at? Should I watch a ranking list on the best agents in the game? Although these are good resources and you can gain useful information from these videos, many people don't understand that you won't get anything out of it if you don't actually apply it. Many of you watching this will fall into the trap of thinking that just watching these videos will help you improve. I get it. It feels good watching someone else teach you and then feel like you're actually learning something. However, you actually aren't, because you're most likely not applying what you're learning in the first place. It all goes in one ear and out the other. A good example of where this is seen is in the self-improvement space. Many people who watch the likes of Iman Ghazi, Hamza, and David Goggins, they often feel inspired watching their videos and they receive a spike in dopamine and motivation to reach their goals. However, once that video ends, it was just another video. Just another form of entertainment. What they thought they were getting out of it, they weren't, because you aren't taking the actions you just learned to reach your goals. Linking this back into Valorant, many people fall into the trap of watching skill cap videos thinking, wow, I'm learning so much and I'll definitely improve and rank because of this, where in reality, you won't. Because when you play, you won't even remember the first things you learned from them. Yes, maybe you will learn bits and pieces, but the main message of the topic will fly over your head. Again, I was in this phase too, watching video after video thinking that I'm learning something. However, I was just wasting my time. Now that I've steadily matured, my philosophy is a lot different against these videos. I instead took action. Even if I'm wrong or make mistakes, that is the best way to improve. Trying to learn from the things that I did wrong and improve on them for every future round. Watching these videos are just a huge time waster for 99% of you out there, when you could be spending your precious time actually practicing and putting in the hours in the game instead of on YouTube. I won't go too in depth with this, but in a future video, I'll make a guide on how to stay out of video tutorial hell and actually improve with the plethora of information online. The second mindset change that I had to do was embrace the hard things. When I first started, and even to this day, I hated warming up and aim training. I have always thought it was a waste of time and I was too good for it. Instead, I wanted to be one of those flashy players that I watched on YouTube and just hop into a ranked game and dominate. This became my biggest weakness. If only I swallowed my pride sooner and was realistic about it, I would have improved and probably reached my goals 10 times faster than I did now. My neglect on focusing on my fundamentals and trying to skip steps led me to feeling stuck and trapped in a rank that I truly didn't believe I belonged in. The moral of this story and what I learned from this experience was your ego is the biggest enemy. Never think you're too good enough to go back and practice the fundamentals. Many of my students who I coach are not bad players by any means. However, they heavily neglected the building blocks to becoming a great one, which held them back the most. Being able to swallow insecurities and take on your biggest fears is a mindset that you need to change for. It helped me and so many other of my students get out of their ruts just from this simple mindset switch, and it also helps me in my daily life as well. In terms of fitness, schooling, and my relationships, being able to understand your faults and taking those steps on going back to the basics without skipping them was the most underrated thing I did to achieve my dream rank. The last mindset switch that I adopted was forgetting what it was all about. When I reached my goal of Immoral back when I was 15, I felt that I was done. I was on top of the world and didn't need to put in any work anymore. I then tried going pro, playing maybe 3 to 4 hours a day, expecting that I would continue on my linear path of improvement and reach the stages of places like Berlin and Iceland. However, my dreams have slowly been crushed when I realized that I was simply getting too complacent. I stopped putting in the work that I did before, neglecting my routines and practices, and taking for granted the opportunities that I had. I finally realized that I wasn't going to go pro because of this. Because of the fact that I didn't want to get uncomfortable and put in the 8 to 12 hours a day to achieve that goal, just like everybody around me was doing. I got complacent and thought I would be able to maybe luck it out until I played a game against a fully established org with salaried players. I got destroyed. I lost badly, and that game made me fall out of love with Valorant because I knew how much time I wasted because I didn't put my full effort into it. For a couple months, I tried clinging on to that dream until I finally put it to rest to pursue other things. The moral of this story is, even when you achieve your goals, that doesn't mean you should just stop. You still need to continue growing and developing as a player and as a person. But how do we do that once we achieve the goal we set out for ourselves? The way I see it is that we shouldn't put so much pressure in the goals we set. And before you guys start attacking me in the comments, let me explain it a little further. Every goal we set for ourselves, we don't really think about what happens after the fact. After the fact, we reach that all holy rank we've been chasing for the past year, or that job we have been studying and grinding for. Most of the time, after we finally reach that level, we feel empty. Like, what's left? And we try to compensate by making bigger, more enthusiastic goals to try and chase after. And then it becomes a vicious cycle of trying to go higher and higher until you finally reach a limit and you are capped. So instead of putting so much pressure on hitting these goals, let go a little. I know this has been said probably 1,000 of times, but it's true. Enjoy the journey. Enjoy wanting to get better and enjoy what you're doing. Many people continue to put such high expectations on themselves and forget that this is our life. We set goals for ourselves to be better and prove ourselves wrong and build ourselves up along the way. Once I let go of the feeling of being trapped and thinking that I had to go pro since I made that dream when I was 10, I finally started to enjoy the process, enjoy what I truly wanted to do, which is content creation. And by far, this mindset change was the most important. And if you are gonna get anything out of this video, do not forget what it's all for. Thank you everyone for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed and hope you learned something, just something in this video that could benefit you in Valorant as well as your daily life. If you guys are interested as well, I do have a Discord for you guys to join where you can talk to me and my other community members, which is linked down in the description. I also mentioned earlier that I do have coaching. If you're interested in that as well, it helps the channel, helps me, as well as it helps you reach the goals that you've been trying to make since the day one of your Valorant journey. So again, thanks everyone for watching and have a great rest of your day. See you guys in the next video.